Friday, or happy day after Thanksgiving, or happy, I'm so sorry that you're working retail and probably won't see this for a while because you're at work day. I am excited to be back with you to share from the 13 months a year program. And in just a moment, I'm going to talk about how can you easily decide on dinner. In the meantime, though, I wanted to tell you a little bit about what's being offered with the 13 months a year program. There's kind of two different ways that you can do it. You've got your base level, which includes 13 videos. You get one a week over 13 weeks. That's how you're going to get that 13 extra hours to give you the extra month a year. In that, we'll have some worksheets, different tips, all kinds of content. The videos range between 22 and 35 minutes. Most are in the 25-ish minute range. Additionally, you get to be part of our 13-month-a-year community online. In that, you can talk and share with others your successes and struggles. I monitor the group. I'm there all the time to answer any questions that you have. And additionally, there will be times where I share additional videos, worksheets, new content is created to help you create more time. So that's kind of our basic level. Then we have our VIP, our bonus level. And in that, in addition to the 13 videos, in addition to the group, you get unlimited email access to me for the 13 weeks that you're going through the program. So any questions, comments, concerns you have, you can email me directly. And I typically respond to the emails within 36 hours at the most usually, except on the weekends. I don't try and do emails on the weekends. But so you can email me unlimited access for 13 weeks. Also in 2019, there's going to be a couple of really cool things. You will get a copy of the manual that goes along with 13 months a year, as well as a book that's kind of a little teaser is not the right word. Overview, perhaps. No, I don't think that's it either. What you're going to get in the book, paperback, something that you can share with people in your network, is one tip from each module. So it's not necessarily going to give you the 13 hours a week to give you the 13th month a year. However, it's going to give you a little bit of information. So this is something you can share or use as a refresher. In addition, you have the opportunity, if you do this as our VIP, to be featured in our manual and in our book. If you have some successes to share, we'd love to highlight you and what you do in there as well. And we will have a live event in 2019, a full day program to help you get more time. And you'll get a ticket for that event and a VIP invitation to the book launch that we will be hosting again in 2019. So you get the VIP package includes a lot of stuff for next year, as well as stuff to get you going this year. So hopefully by the time 2019 rolls around, you've got an extra February ready for you. Now, let's talk about how do we decide what's for dinner. And so for this, I actually pulled this clip straight out of our program, and we're going to talk about, okay, what do you want for dinner? Here's some thoughts. And now I want to talk about that so common question of what's for dinner, because this is something that drives so many people nuts all the time. So I wanted to share a few tips to make dinner time easy or easier. First off, could you create a theme for your meals for dinner time? Back in week 8 of 13 months a year, we talked about having themed dinners. And I was thinking that perhaps if you're not, let me cook at home for every meal, here's a few thoughts. Could Monday we have a prepared meal? Tuesday a prepared meal? So I'll talk to you guys in a couple minutes about getting your meals prepared, prepped in advance. Wednesday we have a crock pot meal. Again, I'll talk to you about that. By Thursday, oh my gosh, we want something fresh, so we're going to have some tacos. I know it's weird, tacos. Friday, it's the end of the week, we're tired, so we're just going to plan on picking up fast food. Saturday, we're going to have leftovers, clean out the fridge from the week. And then Sunday, we're going to have a home-cooked meal. And we may have to figure out what those meals are, though there's some options here. Though when it comes to the options, you want to have limited options. What I will often do is make up a list of here's everything that I have in the fridge or everything that I bought at the store. Here's the meals that I have the food for in the refrigerator, stuff I already have from the store. So if I decided I wanted to cook, instead of having to think of, oh my gosh, what do I want to eat? Here I've got 4 options. And if we remember back to week 3 of 13 months a year, you could put those in the bracket. And so just going back without the bracket here, would I prefer chicken fajitas or Southwest meatloaf? I think I'd rather have fajitas. But I prefer stir fry or cashew chicken. I'd rather have stir fry. But I'd rather have stir fry or chicken fajitas. Stir fry wins. So I could go through that system that we talked about in week 3. Go grab that for a refresher if you need it, if I need to help make the decision. Or if my brain hurts too much for that, there is an app for that. And so I like this drawing because it says, I know it says lunch, but it has the food and a pinwheel. And so I actually found online Tiny Decisions. It's an app where you spin a wheel to make a choice. And so I put in where to eat. So I was like, do I want chili, CCO, sushi, or Chinese sushi? That means a different place. And so I went through and I'm like, we are going for CCOs. And that's assuming you have a couple of options. And while I was hanging out in the app store, I found a random all things generator. And it has all kinds of, do you need a random number, letter, dice, yes, no, flip coin. Rob and I do that frequently, flip a coin, yes or no. And then it's got RPSLS. And I was like, what? Oh, it's rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock. And this is from the Big Bang Theory. And I got Spock. Yes, Spock always wins. So you could use an app to help you decide if you have a couple choices. Another thing that you can do is plan and prepare in advance. So I love Pinterest for the opportunity to come up with great meal prep ideas. And what meal prep is essentially, as you see here, you come up with a recipe or a couple recipes, and you pick one afternoon, one evening, and you prep a whole bunch of meals. So instead of having to cook something each and every day, you're able to just grab it and go. And whether it's something hot, something cold, a snack, whatever it is, that way you have it in your fridge. And I've got what do you call them? I've got a board. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to remember Pinterest. I have a board of different healthy meals that I like, though I think you can search based on what you prefer. So are you looking for Whole30? Are you looking for vegan? Are you looking for cold? Are you looking for hot? I love Pinterest to go and see, okay, what pictures look good and what would we like to make? And when I make often, as I mentioned a couple weeks ago, I'll batch a whole bunch of stuff. So sometimes when it's cold outside, I like soup. So this is my chicken noodle soup that's in single serve containers. And my husband Rob does not really care for soup. So this is perfect for nights that he's not around, or lunches that he's not around, or if he's got something left over that he wants to eat and I just want to grab some soup. I put them in the single serve jars, freeze them so that it's easy to grab, and I only make soup, or at least the chicken noodle soup, 2 or 3 times a year. Another thing for planning your meals in advance, could you throw everything in the crock pot in the morning? Now, this is, a lot of cut up stuff, but could you have prepped it on the weekend? Or even, taking it all and put it in a freezer bag and froze it, and then put it in the crock pot before you leave for the day. And then when you come home, the meal's ready. And what I like about the crock pot is A, it smells delicious when you come in. B, it's ready to go with very much less work for you in the evening. And because of decision fatigue, that's really important. And C, I'm not as likely to want to pick something else because the food is ready right there. So you could crock pot to make it easier. And then lastly, when it comes to this idea, is could you get meal plan delivery? And I went to Google, and there's so many different choices depending on what part of the world you're in. I don't want to say here's 1 or 2 that I love because they're not everywhere. And to me, there's 2 different kinds of meal plan services. They're the kinds that will deliver you the ingredients and you cook, and there's the kinds that will deliver you the meal ready to go. All you have to do is pop it in the microwave or the oven for a couple minutes. And if cooking or eating is hard for you, I did this just last week, and Rob and I were like, what do we want for dinner? And we wanted to be a little bit healthier, so we just went and grabbed one of our pre-prepped meals, popped it in the microwave, and we had bison and cheese ravioli. Never had that one before. So maybe look into some meal plan delivery services for you. And then I always, as I mentioned a couple weeks ago, I like to have my stuff ready to go. So if I'm headed out, on the town for the day and I've got a lot of different appointments, I have my cooler ready to go, my food prepped in the fridge so that it's easy and I don't have to think about it. And now if that doesn't work, I do have a series of questions to ask if we're trying to decide what's for dinner to make it simple. Though for the timing of the video, I don't want us to go too long, so we're going to save that one for another video. Hopefully that was helpful for you in determining, okay, what's for dinner? And one of those systems hopefully will work for you. If you have another idea, I'd love to hear from you. How do you decide what's for dinner? All right, so I look forward to seeing you this weekend with some more tips on how to add more time to your world so we can have 13 months a year.